Okay, brace yourself. This one may be tough to hear. Here are 10 harsh truths that many people are afraid to admit. No matter how educated or realistic you are, there are probably still things that you just refuse to believe, although deep down you know they're true. Well, it's high time to face reality and accept these cold, hard facts. They may seem difficult to swallow, but doing so will only make your life easier in the long run, and it will be far easier to swallow than that broccoli you've also been avoiding. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you won't miss our new videos. Alright, here we go. Most of our memories are false. Yep. Your clearest memories aren't as true as you may think, and that's because our brains play tricks on us. Research by Dr. Elizabeth Loftus, a professor of cognitive psychology and human memory, has confirmed that our memories can be easily distorted. In one of her studies, participants were shown a video of a simulated accident at an intersection with a stop sign. The viewers, who were then given suggestive information, were made to believe that the car in the video had actually run a yield sign, not a stop sign. And it wasn't that hard to do, even though these people saw what happened with their own eyes. They also found that implanting entirely false memories into people's minds isn't impossible either. In the next study, 70% of participants were made to believe that they'd committed a crime when they actually hadn't. Ooh, fake memories. So, it turns out, we don't really remember an entire event, just parts of it. We then fill in the missing pieces with other memories or completely made-up information. Ooh, freaky. Next, we're mostly a product of circumstance. Sure, we're all human and we go through similar things in life. But let's be honest, our starting points are completely different. Some people are born into poverty and drop out of school to earn money for food, while others are born into riches and stability. It's simply a logical assumption that the life of the privileged is more enjoyable than those who struggle to get by. Thank goodness, there are those rare exceptions to the rule, the ones born with nothing but work their way to the top. Still, where you come from isn't the end game. It's how you play the hand you're dealt that matters. You can come from a wealthy family but lose everything because of your irresponsibility. Or you can come from a poor background but be determined enough to achieve everything you want and more. Your future is in your hands, so don't throw it away. Next, no one wants to love a person who doesn't love themselves. As cliché as it sounds, it's true. You won't find the right person until you learn to love and appreciate yourself. Don't waste your time waiting for Prince or Princess Charming to suddenly come into your life, make it peachy perfect, and then magically bring you contentment. Loving and respecting yourself will do that for you, and that's backed up by science. Researchers at the University of Hertfordshire discovered that happiness is a habit, and the more we practice it, the better. Same goes for loving yourself. Start now, and even if you're not sincere at first, the real thing will come after some time. So, stop making other people responsible for your satisfaction. Otherwise, you'll always be on an emotional roller coaster, going up when someone is on your side and falling right back down when you're alone. Learn to enjoy the single life, accept yourself, but still be open for love too. Next, the world doesn't owe you anything. Ooh, harsh but true. We all sometimes hope that perfect opportunities will just randomly come knocking on our door one day. Sadly though, that's not how it works, because the world really doesn't have to do anything for you. Even if you're a good-looking, smart, responsible individual with an amazing personality, it doesn't mean that life will hand you everything on a silver platter. Now, you could sit around feeling sorry for yourself, because you deserve so much. But that'll just end in bitter disappointment in life. Your other option, though, is to just keep pushing on toward your goals. Yeah, it'll be an uphill battle. They don't call it the top for nothing. And you'll face countless obstacles on your way. But in the end, your efforts will pay off. So, the choice is yours. You have more time than you think. It's our favorite phrase, there's never enough time in the day. Well, actually, if you think about it, 24 hours a day comes to 168 a week. But that could very well depend on where you live. Albert Einstein proved that time isn't constant, and contemporary scientists agree. Dr. James Chin-Wen Chow and his colleagues at the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology conducted an interesting experiment and found that time really does go faster the higher you are, just as Einstein said. But living on the top floor of a high-rise apartment building is no excuse. If you can't find the time of day, you're probably not looking hard enough. It's simple. If you don't work out or eat right, your health isn't your priority. If you don't help your spouse around the house, your relationship isn't your priority. What you're wasting time on says more about you than any sort of psychological testing out there. And the wiser you use your time, the more fulfilling your life will be. Your life will never be perfect. Our desperate hope to someday have the perfect life is only fueled by social media nowadays. All we see are other people's beautiful lives, set against picturesque locations and full of laughing friends and smiling selfies in the bright sun. Can we all just barf now? Here's the reality check. What you don't see in those photos are these people's thousands of attempts to get the right shot, their sleepless nights, self-doubt, fights with their spouse, and bad days. There's no such thing as a perfect life or perfect people. We're all human, and we all have rough patches. It's just that you gotta learn to overcome them and keep trudging on despite your problems. And don't aspire to be like other people you see online. Aspire to be a better version of yourself and work towards that. No one is really too busy. They just don't care about you. Your partner's too busy to reply to your 15th text. Your friend has important errands to run this weekend. That interview lady will call you back as soon as she gets a chance, and so on. We've all heard it before, and the cold truth is that they're not busy, they just don't want to talk to you. And don't take it personally. How many times have you told someone you're too busy to talk or hang out when, really, you're sprawled on the couch watching Netflix? Exactly. The sooner you stop worrying about people who don't care about you, the better. If someone constantly blows you off, then don't waste your time trying to keep in touch. If they want you in their lives, they'll make a better effort. You can't be perfect for everyone. We all have people in our lives that we just don't like. Sometimes we have dozens, you know what I mean? There might not even be a certain reason. They just don't really jive with us, that's all. Well, it's all too easy to forget that we can be that person for others. Think about it. There are over 7 billion people in this world. Do you really think it's possible to be liked by all of them? It doesn't matter how kind, generous, or noble you are. There are those who simply won't like you, even if you've never given them a reason not to. So, don't base your self-esteem on other people's opinions. You're amazing just the way you are, and you don't have to prove that to anyone. Life isn't fair. Yep. No matter what point you're at in life right now, you have to realize that it's not always going to be sunshine and roses. Life consists of different stages, and not all of them are happy ones. People won't always appreciate your hard work. People close to you will betray you. You'll experience loss. Just be prepared for anything to happen. It doesn't mean that your life's over. It's just a rough patch you have to get through to become a stronger and better person who's gained experience and learned a valuable lesson. This will only allow you to grow. The person that's most likely to kill you is you. The UK's National Health Service put together the Atlas of Risk. Sounds epic, I know, and it kinda is, actually. According to it, the most common causes of death are heart disease, cancer, and respiratory problems. At the same time, high blood pressure, smoking, and high cholesterol are the most common risks leading to death. And what does that mean for us? Well, our fears of dying in a car crash or being murdered are a little misplaced. Our biggest threat is our bad habits, sedentary lifestyle, and poor diet. Take a closer look at your life and ask yourself one question. Are all of my habits and actions good for me? If not, cross the unhealthy ones out. You definitely don't need them. And what about you? What was the hardest truth you ever had to admit? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.